Hey guys, what's up and welcome to another video. Today's video, as you can see, I kind of have everything spread out in front of me because today's going to be like a little collection slash declutter. Now, if you're expecting like a huge declutter where I get rid of all of my makeup, that's just not going to be it. As you can see, I don't have like a huge collection. I mean, it's large, but it's not huge. And I've paid a lot of attention to the makeup that I have in my collection. I have a whole like makeup inventory playlist if you want to check that out. But as I was looking at my collection, there are a few things I want to get rid of, a few things I want to exit out of my collection, and allow room for my collection to grow and just make sure that the makeup that I have I'm using. So it's more so a collection, but we will be decluttering some items. Today we have primers, foundations, concealer, and powder. So let's jump into the video. And if you're new here, hello and welcome. I'm the lady behind the camera. My name is Kelly, and I love all things makeup and beauty. I love talking. I love makeup. I love talking about makeup. So if you like to chat about makeup too, I would love to have you subscribe and stay a while, but let's go ahead and jump into the video. Hopefully you can hear me okay. I don't have a microphone or anything. This is how I've filmed in the past and it's worked out. But we're gonna go ahead and start with primers. The newest primer to my collection is this one by Supergoop. It's the Glow Screen with SPF 40. Now, I've heard Jessica Braun talk about this product, and I have dry skin. I like a glowy, luminous finish, and I live in Texas, so sunscreen is important. So I decided to pick this up, and I've used it a couple times. It's pretty good. I'm not using this as like the only SPF on my skin, but it does provide a little bit of glow underneath my foundation, and I've been enjoying it, so we're gonna keep this one. And if you've been here for a while, you know there is no chance that I'm getting rid of my Glow Recipe Watermelon Glow Niacinamide Dewdrops. I love these. You can use these as skincare or as a primer. I use them as a primer, so after my skincare, I put a couple pumps on my fingers, rub them into my skin, and I just feel like it really gives me like a nice base to start with. It's super hydrating. It does brighten my skin up a little bit without leaving any glow or specks of glitter, so I'm for sure keeping this one. Another primer that's known for its glow is by Rare Beauty, and this is the blurring primer, I think is what it's called. This reminds me of like the Cover FX primer. It almost has like some specks of glitter in it. I typically take a couple pumps or like a pump and a half, rub it all over the face, but then I find that I need to wash my hands because it does leave like a little bit of glitter behind. I've used this a couple times. I wouldn't say that it's my favorite. I've had it for a while, but I don't find myself reaching for this one over other primers. However, I'm not quite ready to give up on it yet, so I'm going to keep this in my collection. I heard Allie Glines talking about this one. It's the Embryolisse, I don't know how you say that, but it's basically like a moisturizing makeup primer. So she talked about this in one of her videos and said that it was one of her favorite primers. I ordered it off of Amazon. I've used it a couple times, and I have to say, I'm not loving it. I find that it's pretty thick. It feels more like a moisturizer than a primer. And even though I have dry skin, it almost feels too thick, and it's just not something that I enjoy or that I'm reaching for. So I actually am going to declutter this out of my collection. Then we have the Lila B Aglow Priming Oil. You can see I've used a ton of this. If you've been following my Project Pan journey, you know that this is currently in my Project Pan. So for that reason, I'm definitely not going to be decluttering it yet. If you want to hear more about this, check out my Project Pan videos and I talk about this in more detail, but definitely keeping this for now anyway. Also in my Project Pan is my Tatcha Silk Canvas, and I just did a Project Pan update, so I'm not going to open this and show you my update since then, but if you want to hear more about this product, you can check out my Project Pan videos. I'm doing my Project Pan with Kara C. She's my accountability partner, but definitely keeping this in my collection for now. And I also have the Tatcha Liquid Silk Canvas. I haven't had a chance to really try this too much. I've tried it a couple times, but because I have the Silk Canvas Balm, I haven't really gotten a chance to dive into this one. I'm trying to finish that one up first, so I do want to hold on to this one. Okay, so I actually almost skipped this product. This really should be more in the primer category, but it's my Auric Glow Lust. This has been compared to the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter. I use it as a primer. You could mix it in with foundation. It gives you more of like a glowy, luminous finish without the specks of glitter. So whereas the Rare Beauty has more like specks of glitter in it, the Auric does not. And actually, now that I think about it, I feel like I don't necessarily need both of these in my collection, the Auric and the Rare Beauty. So I think I'm going to add the Rare Beauty to my declutter pile and keep the Auric. It's not my favorite product in the world, but it tends to be what I reach for over the Rare Beauty. And I really like mixing this in with my foundation and getting more of like a luminous finish if you have a foundation that's more full coverage. So we're going to hold on to this one. So there we have it. That's why I'm saying this is more of a collection than a declutter, because the only two primers that I'm getting rid of are the Embryolisse and the Rare Beauty. I am starting work back up again. I work as a teacher in an elementary school, so I'm going to take this to some of my girlfriends and see if any of them want to try these products out. Moving into foundations, I have this one right here by KVD. This is the Good Apple foundation. I am in the shade Light 021, and this is an interesting foundation. It's more of like a balmy texture. It is more on the medium to full coverage, depending on how you apply it. If you apply it with a brush, you're definitely gonna get very full coverage. If you apply it with a sponge, you'll get more of like a medium coverage. I am enjoying this. It's interesting. I don't reach for it often, but I do like it when I want more full coverage, so we're going to hold on to this one. Again, another Project Pan item is this foundation by Fenty Beauty. It's the Pro Filter Hydrating Longwear Foundation in the shade 190. Holding on to this because it's in my Project Pan. If you want to hear more about it, check that video out. I did recently film a video all about Merit Beauty, so if you want to hear more on my thoughts about Merit Beauty, you can check that video out. But I did get their complexion stick, and I'm in the shade Linen, in case you are a shade match to me. I use this as a foundation. I don't use it as a concealer, and I've been enjoying it. I think it's really nice and handy and convenient to have in stick form, so I'm going to hold on to this one. I have a couple BB creams. The first one is this Misha BB cream. I'm in the shade number 23. This was raved about by Jessica Braun, so I purchased it, I want to say like maybe on Amazon. I actually used probably about half of this, and it's not that I was looking to declutter it out of my collection, but my mom actually told me that she wanted to pick up a couple BB creams, so I'm going to declutter this and give it to her. There's no sense, I mean, I have a plethora of foundations, so there's no sense in me holding on to this and her purchasing another one. So this is going to go to my mom. I'm also going to declutter this one to my mom. It's the IT Cosmetics CC Plus Cream with SPF 50. This is in the shade Light. And again, I've used this. I've gone through several of them. I do really like this product, and it's not one that I necessarily would have decluttered, but because my mom was in the market for a couple of CC creams, I'm gonna go ahead and give her this one as well. And part of the reason why I don't feel bad about giving my mom that IT Cosmetics CC cream is because I do have the IT Cosmetics Your Skin But Better foundation. I am in the shade Light 21.5, Light Neutral, and I really like this foundation. It is more light coverage. It's even lighter than the CC cream by IT Cosmetics. It definitely gives me more of like a Your Skin But Better kind of look. Like it's very light. It's not even light medium. It's very light and very natural looking. So I really enjoy this one, and I'm going to hang on to it. My Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk is going nowhere. I am in the shade 4.5. Not the best shade match for me right now, but I'm about halfway through with this foundation, and it's really expensive, and I want to get through it. So I'm going to hold on to this one. This was a repurchase for me. It's the Too Faced Born This Way foundation. This one is in the shade Warm Nude. So this is definitely my self-tan shade. I picked this up last year when I was in my girlfriend's wedding, and I got a spray tan because I didn't have a foundation to match me. But since I'm not spray tanned, and even though it's summer, I'm really not that tan, I'm very fair, this does not match me, so I'm actually going to take it to work with me and see if there is someone there who is a similar shade match, a little bit deeper than me, and can get some use out of this, so I'm going to declutter it. I tried out the brand LYS, or Love Yourself Beauty. It's a Black-owned clean beauty brand found at Sephora, and I tried out several products from the brand. This is their Triple Fix Serum Foundation. I am in LG6. I think I probably could have gotten LN6, but this works just fine. This is a very lightweight foundation. It gives you, again, more of like a natural Your Skin kind of look, so if you like full coverage, this is not going to be for you, but I do like more lighter coverage, especially going back to work and going to school, so I'm going to hold on to this one. And of course, Mama Pat is going nowhere. This is the Skin Fetish Sublime Perfection Foundation. I have the shade Light 7, and I've waited so long for this. It is a $68 foundation, and it's staying in my collection for sure. Again, not decluttering a ton, but we are going to get rid of the IT Cosmetics CC cream and the Misha BB cream. Those are going to go to my mom, and I'm going to get rid of my Too Faced Born This Way because it is not the perfect shade match for me. So I'm going to find a home for that one. Concealer time, and I do have the Pat McGrath Sublime Skin Fetish Concealer that matches the foundation. I love this concealer. It definitely reminds me of the Milani Conceal and Perfect. I don't know if they're exactly dupes because I don't have both at the same time, but it definitely is more full coverage but lightweight, so it doesn't sink into my fine lines more than any other concealer would do. It sits nicely on the skin. It doesn't create any texture or dryness under my eyes, so I'm going to hold on to this one. I also have the Rare Beauty Concealer, and I got this one in 200C, and that is not the right shade for me. I think in the Pat McGrath I'm maybe like L5, but the Rare Beauty 200C is too dark for me and very orange toned, so I've been using this more as a color corrector. Because I picked it up, I'm going to go ahead and keep using it as a color corrector, but this is not one that I would repurchase. Then I have this concealer by Juvia's Place, and this is in the shade 20. I've had this for a while, and I don't like this concealer. I don't like it underneath the eyes. It was very creasy. It didn't set down. It moved all over, and it definitely creates a lot of mess around the outer edges. So I've been using this just for my eyebrows, to carve out my eyebrows, but I'm actually going to go ahead and declutter this. It's a little bit on the older side, and it's not going to go to a new home. I am going to pitch it because it is old, but definitely will not be repurchasing this. That's it for concealers. You can see I don't have a ton of them. I also don't have a ton of powders. So this is my Laura Mercier translucent powder. This is in my project pan, so we will be holding on to it. Then I have my Hourglass powder. This is the Veil translucent setting powder. This is a mini size. I actually do really enjoy this powder. It's very finely milled. It's very thin. It sets my concealer underneath my eyes seamlessly, so I'm going to hold on to it. And I did just pick up the Dior Powder No Powder. I've been using it mostly like on my forehead and my smile lines. It is a little bit drying if I try to set my whole face, so I think I am just going to keep using it like underneath the eyes and the forehead maybe, but I'm going to go ahead and hold on to this one. And this is the exact reason why we're calling this more of a collection than a declutter. We are getting rid of a few things there on this side. I'm keeping everything on that side, but I just thought that this would be like a fun, easy way to kind of go through my collection and kind of purge some things and make room for new stuff. I know my eyeshadow palettes are getting out of control, so I'm going to be filming that as well. So definitely, if you're into collections and declutters, hit that subscribe button, stay tuned. They will be sprinkled in here throughout, but that's going to do it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to subscribe before you go, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.